If I had a chef hat, I would have put it on to do my best Darian DeVries impression. Why would I want a chef hat? Because Darian DeVries is cooking. He just picked up a verbal commitment from the second four-star recruit for the 2025 class for West Virginia men's basketball in a young man by the name of Trent MacLean. And if the last name sounds familiar, it should. He is the son of UCLA legend and former NBA player Don MacLean, who's now a broadcaster, and also just happens to be one of the top basketball trainers in the country to high school and college athletes. So what a pickup by this team. What is up? Welcome in. This is another edition of Hoops from the Hills. I am Couz. I'm your host. Hoops from the Hills is now part of the Couz's Corner family of networks, Couz's Corner Sports Network. Proud to have this channel as part of the network. I encourage you to check out past videos done by Shauna Rose, by Zach Siegel, who also helped cover West Virginia Mountaineer basketball here on Hoops from the Hills. Now let's dig into this recruitment, this verbal commitment from Mr. Trent MacLean. There's a write-up over at 24/7 Sports that really is the best one I've seen so far. And by the way, MacLean did his commitment live on the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. It was pretty cool to see West Virginia get that type of recognition and visibility. But it says, few players in the national class of 25 have had a better fall than SoCal Academy's Trent MacLean. And SoCal Academy is obviously in Southern California. So the California pipeline to West Virginia is alive, baby. He says, coming off a summer in which he helped BTI win a Puma Pro 16 championship, MacLean was primarily a mid-major priority with a puzzling limited amount of high-major suitors. Now, why that's puzzling is because he is a top 150 recruit, according to 24/7 Sports. This young man is a four-star top 150 recruit, and he had very, very few Power 5 recruiters, or suitors, I should say, until recently. The article goes on to say that all started to change in recent months, though, as programs like West Virginia, Rutgers, and Arizona State all came calling. Ultimately, the choice came down to West Virginia and St. Mary's. On Wednesday, MacLean announced his commitment to first-year Mountaineers head coach Darian DeVries live on the 24/7 Sports channel. Below is the full scouting report on MacLean and the fit diagnosis. And here's the scout. It says, MacLean is a late-blooming perimeter forward who appears to be on the verge of a major ascension. Best described as a stretch forward from a positional standpoint, he has a terrific combination of size at 6'9" and skill. He shoots it very well from the perimeter with a soft touch and good loft on his ball. His very clear gravity as a spot-up threat is valuable in pick-and-pop action, and most recently is progressing into a true movement shooter who can come off screens and make tough shots. While his ability to shoot from long range is his best asset, at the moment, MacLean also has a good overall feel for the game. He understands how to play without the ball in his hands, stays in pretty constant motion, and is a solid passer within the flow of the offense. He's also active on the glass and has had some games where he's shown flashes of being a high-volume rebounder. Physically, he's just now starting to fill out what is transforming into a very solid frame. He's added more pace and physicality, and yet still has so much physical upside left to discover. His game is likely to keep ascending in correlation to his body. They are expecting, when you listen to the 24/7 Sports scouts and analysts, they are expecting MacLean to fill a similar role as to what Tucker DeVries is doing right now for the Mountaineers. He's a couple inches taller than what Tucker comes in at, but he has the same play style. He's a good defender, but has almost endless range from the floor. And, man, his release, I watched some of his film. His release is one of the quickest you'll see. When he catches the ball, it takes him, snap of a finger, it's up and away. And he has great follow-through, great technique, great shooting form, his feet are always in the right sets position when he shoots it. He has great balance. He gets good lift off the floor. He's just a really, really good shooter as far as his form, and he has elite range. And what surprised me in hearing his interview with 24/7 is he talked about a lot of the teams who were recruiting him didn't look at his shooting as the thing that attracted them to him the most. And that's exactly what Darian DeVries and his staff told him. That's how they wanted to utilize him. They wanted to utilize his shooting ability. And we've all seen 2 games now, plus a preseason game or an exhibition game of Coach DeVries and how he likes to play. He gives his guys the green light to shoot the basketball. He loves to have good shooters. He wants to play really good physical defense. He wants to rebound, and he wants to be able to shoot the basketball. That's the three things he focuses on. This young man can do that. He can do all three of those things, and especially shoot the basketball. Extremely, extremely solid range. I really, really love this pickup for Coach DeVries and the Mountaineers. The second 4-star recruit they've gotten in this class. The other one, this is a 25 class, by the way. The other one happens to be his SoCal teammate, Kelvin Odih, who is also a 4-star recruit. Now, I haven't had a chance to do a video on Odih because it kind of happened right as this channel was transitioning back to being under the Couz's Corner umbrella, over from, Mountaineer Paul. Obviously, he used to have the channel. But when you look at Kelvin Odih, he's also a 4-star recruit, slightly higher rated than MacLean. But MacLean is expected to potentially get even better ratings as his senior season rolls on. But when you look at Odie's rating, he's a 91 rating, a number 80 player nationally. So he's actually a top 100 recruit, according to 24/7. He had offers from West Virginia, Rutgers, Marquette, Albany, Colorado, Creighton, Florida State, Louisville, LSU, Missouri, Oklahoma State, Penn State. I mean, you can go on and on. Xavier. So a lot of big-time schools had offered Kelvin Odih, and he's a teammate of MacLean. Now, Odih is originally from the northeastern part of the United States, but he transferred out to SoCal Academy to finish out his high school career, and that's where he's playing at today. But when you look at Odih and his profile, here's what 24/7 Sports had to say about him. Odih is imposing on the perimeter because of his strength, physicality, athleticism, and motor. He plays with an attacking mentality on both ends of the floor and can often impose his will because of the amount of sheer force in his game. He can really stand out on the defensive end of the floor. He's very aggressive guarding the ball, able to apply a lot of pressure and force turnovers. Sound familiar? Sounds a little bit like Sincere Harris, doesn't it? He would flourish in up-tempo pressing systems, but his combination of perimeter size, mobility, and strength allows him to be very versatile and switchable in the half court as well. He is also an exceptional perimeter rebounder on both ends of the floor with a quick second bounce. Offensively, he can get downhill in the open court, finish above the rim with explosiveness and power alike, get second chance points, and bully most defenders both off the dribble and by bringing them into the post. He's also shown some instincts as a cutter. He's made strides with his shooting and overall ball skills, as well as his understanding of spacing and how to play in offensive structure, but those continue to be areas of potential development. Long-term, he's going to have immediate value because of his physical tools and how hard he plays. If the skill set can continue to develop and can evolve into a legit big guard, that unlocks some higher upside scenarios. Odih stands at 6'4". As I mentioned earlier, MacLean is 6'9". So Odih's a guard, MacLean more of a forward, maybe stretch forward, as many like to call it. But I watched some of Odie's tape too, and Odih, man, his defensive skills, it's very rare that you see them put a player's defensive highlights on a highlight tape. They do with this young man because he's really good at cutting off passing lanes. He's very strong. He has a really good base. He has good lower body strength, very strong legs. You can see by looking at the young man, he's got a very strong lower body, and he can use that to his advantage when playing defense, especially when somebody's trying to post him up. But he's just a really good defender. I like the way Darian DeVries is getting different types of players, not just settling for one style of player, but he's getting guys who can shoot it and have a good range. He's getting guys who can take it off the bounce and get it to the rim and play really good defense. And I have a feeling Darian DeVries is not done. National Signing Day is just a few days away from the time I'm recording this video, and I have a feeling we're going to get some more pretty big announcements from this basketball team, from this program in the next few days. I'm looking forward to seeing who that is. It's the third recruit in the class. The other recruit is Braden Hawthorne, an in-state recruit who's a 3-star recruit. So DeVries is putting together a really good class, and I'm looking forward to pairing these two young men, and as well as Hawthorne, up with the likes of Sincere Harris, Amani Hansberry, Jonathan Powell, KJ Tenner, and several other players on that roster who could be back for the 2025 season. I really like this young nucleus of players they're putting together here in Morgantown. Coach DeVries is doing a great job, he and his staff, of getting players in. And, man, what a great pickup for Coach DeVries and his staff. West Virginia's getting top 100 and now top 150 players, 2 of them now, for the 2025 class as far as commitments go. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Let me know what you think about this pickup for Coach DeVries. Are you excited about it? Are you excited about having these talented young men in Morgantown in 2025? Let me know. And be on the lookout for these young men. Go try to look them up online, watch their highlight tapes. I think you'll be very impressed with what you see. I really appreciate you tuning into this episode of Hoops from the Hills. Be on the lookout for future episodes. Have a great day, and I'm done.